What is happening, guys? We made it. We're here in the semifinals of the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee WBE Draft League, and we are matched up against none other than In Vivid Color. So we did play this man in Week 7, and we had a little bit of a struggle against him. He has a really good team. We ended up losing earlier on in the season, so hopefully we can kind of do a little bit better than last time, learn from our mistakes a little bit, and I think this is going to be a great matchup. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think that if I play well, we can make a win happen. But even if we don't, I'm honestly pretty happy with how the season has gone so far. Initially starting this, I didn't expect to do so well, but I've done pretty well with the team that I drafted. I'm happy with it, and if I do get a loss, I'm honestly not going to be too mad because I did better than I expected this season. So spirits are high. We're just going to kind of hope for the best and do the best we can. So I'm bringing essentially the same squad as last time. Oh, I'm not connected to internet. Oh, I should probably... What? Okay, wait, so it actually turns out that it was because I was flying. I couldn't access my bag or communicate, so that's kind of weird. But anyway, like I was saying, I brought a similar team to the last time we played him. I think it's just kind of the best option for us. I did switch up one of the Pokemon, though, and that was the Alolan Sandslash. I switched that out for Alolan Golem, so going with the different Alolan boys here to see if we can make something happen. I'm assuming he's probably going to bring a similar team to last time. I don't see any reason why he would really switch it up too much. If he does, I think he'll probably get rid of something for potentially Gengar. Last time he also didn't bring his Amistar, so that could be a thing. So this is going to be interesting because kind of like our last playoff match, obviously we know what works against each other and we know each other's play style and kind of what we want to do against each other. So this is going to be pretty damn interesting, and let's go ahead and cut to when he accepts this. Alright, a player has been found, and we are ready to get up into this. So he's obviously going to bring his Zapdos, Charizard X, stuff like that. We got swept by his Kingler last time, which was pretty scary. We're going to try to not let that happen this time. So this is the squad we're working with. Obviously had to bring Tentacruel. I thought about switching that out with Tangela, but then I was like, Tenta's been doing way too good for us in this league, so we brought that. Then we also have Machamp, Dragonite. There's the Alolan Golem. I brought that thing for Stealth Rock support. I think it just does really well against his Zapdos. If I need to pull that thing out, it does pretty good. So, one thing to note is, if I can get an agility up with Dragonite here, I think I would have a pretty swell time. Other than the fact, like last time I tried to do that against Rhydon, I actually brought Surf on Dragonite this time. So, we're prepared against Rhydon. But then we got Mega Gera looking great against this matchup. And then we also have Arcanine, who is pretty fast. Its speed ties with the Jinx if it's timid, so let's take a look here. Looks like he did actually bring the exact team he brought last time. So we got the Charizard X. We got the Kingler, which I'm freaking afraid of Kingler now after last time. The Jinx. Got the Tauros. Tauros is a big threat. It can definitely live like any attack I can throw at it, and it just hits really hard back. But then there's Zapdos. And then the Rhydon. So looking like... this is going to be interesting. I don't know what he's going to want to lead off with. I know that he was kind of surprised that I led off with Gyarados last time. I think he's going to definitely be worried about the Gyara lead. I'm thinking potentially he's going to go Rhydon, but obviously if he's expecting Gyara, that's kind of scary. He doesn't have the greatest leads. He might just go Zapdos because Zapdos does hit everything for some pretty solid damage other than Alolan Golem, but then he's going to be kind of worried about me going Golem. I think either way, we're just going to toss out Alolan Golem and hope that this works out in our favor. If he ends up leading off with the Rhydon, we can just switch right into Gyarados. Unfortunately, that means he does get guaranteed Stealth Rock, but this should be fun to see how this plays out. One thing to note is last time, I did really well in the early game. I actually got super lucky. I think the reason why it was as close as it was is that he definitely made some misplays that I was able to capitalize on. So I doubt that that's going to happen again this time, but, we got to just kind of hope for the best here. So, I'm trying not to get swapped by that Kingler. As long as I keep Dragonite alive, we can kind of handle that Kingler. So, let's go ahead and get into it, boys. Semifinals. We win this one, we're in the championship battle. So, let's get it. We got Vivid and M coming at us. Team Rocket boys. What is he going to lead with? He leads with Rita. So, is that going to be the Charizard? No, that's the... he leads off with a Kingler. And, that is not something that I really expected him to want to lead off with. So that's actually really interesting. I don't think this thing can knock me out in one hit. So I could just get up my Stealth Rock here for free. That kind of sucks because he has Rock Slide for Dragonite. If he ends up getting up Rock Slide for Dragonite, that would really suck. I know that he has Superpower, for Gyarados, I think I might just stay in here and set up Stealth Rock. It does really well against Zapdos and the Charizard. So I think that's what I'm going to do. If he decides to Agility, that's fine. He just goes right for the Crab Hammer. I'm pretty sure I got to be able to live that. Yeah, Golem is able to take that nicely. Well, not nicely, but we didn't die, so that's great. And unfortunately, this lead didn't go as good as I expected because now we essentially just traded Golem for rocks. But we'll kind of see what happens here. If he misses a Crab Hammer, that would be kind of nice. Crab Hammer doesn't have the best accuracy, I don't really remember, as he actually switches out here. So he's going to go to his Rhydon, I assume. Yep, there's the Rhydon. Should have probably expected that. I thought he might just grab that kill, though. So he brings in the Rhydon. This thing obviously is going to set up Stealth Rock here, I assume. The good news about this, though, is that I'm actually able to conserve Alolan Golem for some death fodder later. So we get a free switch, and I think I might go into Gyarados, although if he goes for the Rock Slide, we are really in a bad position. But that's kind of this is a play that we have to make. I think he is going to expect me to go into Gyarados. More power to him if he does go for the Rock Slide here, but I think this is kind of what I have to go for. As in, luckily for us, he actually does just set up Stealth Rock, so that's not too bad. I know that Rhydon really does not want to stay in against Mega Gyara, so he gets up his Stealth Rock there, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and click Waterfall. It seems like my best bet. He doesn't have much he wants to bring into this thing. Zapdos can't really come in. I mean, it can, but I don't think it really wants to. The Kingler could come back in. I think I'm just going to click Crunch, actually. I think it's a good middle ground play. If the Kingler comes in, it's going to do a lot more to that thing. So he does go into Rita. Okay. So rather than going Waterfall there, I do make the correct play. And we click Crunch. So we're going to get ourselves a nice little crab dinner here as Shrimp. The battle of the seafood going down. I'm not sure how much this does. I mean, Kingler's obviously not very physically defensive, I don't think. I know it's shitty in special defense. It is actually able to take a Crunch. We get the defense drop, which is kind of cool. Although this now means that we're forced to take, I believe, like a superpower. So now brings the question of, do I want to just go into Alolan Golem and sack this thing off, and then be able to get a free switch in after that? Or do I just go right into something like Tiny Wings, which I think I might just sack off Golem here. It seems like the better play rather than potentially letting Dragonite take some unwanted damage. If he goes for like a Rock Slide here, bringing in Dragonite, that would not be fun. So we're going to go ahead and pretty much just sack off our buddy Golem here. This is good news because if he does try to make an interesting double play, we'll actually see. Wait, I actually didn't quite check if I'm pretty sure I'm actually faster than Kingler. That might have been a bad play. He's gonna go right for the superpower. No, Kingler has got to be. It's got to be a plus speed nature Kingler, which puts him at I think 106. So he is able to knock out Golem there, which does suck, but that's something that we're gonna pretty much have to deal with there. We got our Stealth Rock up, which is great. So Shrimp actually, yeah. So he would have outsped by 3. I figured he would. Okay. So now we get a free switch. I could go into Dragonite. I don't really want to take unnecessary damage, really. Tentacruel is kind of a good option here, as we clearly outspeed. We can kill it with a Mega Drain. But then he just gets a free switch into whatever he wants, which is probably going to be like that Charizard to scare me out with Earthquake. So, what do I go into here, man? I think yeah, we're going to go LL Cruel J. We're kind of using up the timer here. We're just going to make a decision as the boy LL coming out here. So, okay. Glad we didn't take a superpower. Gyarados did not want to take that, but okay. So we can just go right for the Mega Drain here. He could potentially save this thing, though. I'm assuming he probably is going to want to stay in, but he could bring in that Zapdos. He can't bring in Rhydon. Tauros could potentially come in. Jinx doesn't really want to, and Charizard doesn't really want to. We're actually just going to click Sludge Bomb, just in case there is a switch here, but he actually just stays in. Mega Drain would have been nice, because then we would just get a little bit of health back and help out with that Stealth Rock damage, but that's fine. We take care of Kingler, and the good news about that is this game is not going to go like the first one did, so we didn't get swept by a Kingler, which is great. The bad news, though, is now that he has a free switch into whatever he wants, he's going to bring in the Jinx. So this thing can hit us pretty hard with a Psychic, although I think I can live at least one. The Lovely Kiss is pretty obvious, but if there's anything that has to be put to sleep, I would probably want it to be LL. So we're going to just go ahead and click Scald here. I really should have. Oh, we avoid it. I should have clicked Sludge Bomb. I got to think through things more. Scald's not going to do anything. That would actually been really nice. So we avoid the Lovely Kiss, which is great. Bad news now, though, is that he's definitely going to be... why did I click Scald? Okay. We're going to Sludge Bomb. I should have done that from the start. Doesn't really matter too much. He does connect on the second Lovely Kiss, so that's a big bummer. The one thing I know about this Jinx is that it does generally like to set up Reflect. So seeing in his team prep last time, he does have Reflect on this thing, which does do well against my team, and that kind of sucks. But I assume he'll probably, if he reflects here, we could still go into Tony and knock it out with a Flare Blitz. We do have to risk the speed tie, though. That is something to note. I could also just bring in Shrimp, which I think is a pretty safe play. Jinx doesn't have really much it can hit me with. If it's Psychics, we avoid that, obviously. But I think we're gonna go Shrimp here. I think he's gonna set up Reflect. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. But let's see what old Prostitute's got for us. Gyarados comes in, takes a little bit of rocks damage, as it's just gonna Reflect. So yep, got the prediction right there. I mean, not prediction, but I knew he was gonna set up that Reflect. That does make his team pretty good against Gyara. So I'm trying to think about what he wants to bring in on this thing. He might just sack off old Thicky Minaj here. So, I mean, we can definitely take some attacks. He's just going to stay in. He's going to go for the Ice Beam just to get a little bit of damage before this thing goes down. I did what it was there to do, essentially just put something to sleep and set up the Reflect. So, Jinx goes down. Reflect is not going to save you from the jaws of Shrimp. And we're down to 4. He's got Charizard, Tauros, Zapdos, and Rhydon left. So, he can bring in anything at this point. I don't think he has anything that could knock me out in one hit. Unfortunately, we don't have anything that can knock out the Zapdos in one hit, so I will have to switch if he brings in Zapdos, as he does go into Shock Therapy. So, this is an interesting mon for me to play against because I kind of would rather not let Gyara take any damage. Goro can't really take a Drill Peck. I know this thing has Roost, so it can kind of just stay in here and Roost all day. It might be worth saving Mega Gyara. I think it definitely is worth saving Mega Gyara, as I could bring in LL Cruel J here just to take, because Tentacruel goes down to an Earthquake from Charizard and Tauros, I believe. I think we're just going to go right into Tentacruel here. If this thing wants to set up a Roost, that's fine. We could try to stay in, get some Sludge Bombs off maybe, and get a Poison. I think that rather than risking any damage on anything else, going into Tentacruel is probably the better option here. So he does actually just end up going for the T-Bolt, so that's a bummer. He wanted to get damage off on Dragonite there, and that actually sucks because now he has the ability to just go for a Roost, which he's actually just going to finish us off with a Thunderbolt. Okay, so Tentacruel goes down. Was not able to do much due to being put to sleep from that damn Prostitute, but at least we were able to avoid the first one, so that's good news. Anyway, now, with the Reflect up, we are scared of Zapdos, man. This thing is super scary. The Reflect, I think, only has a couple turns left. It definitely has Drill Peck from a champ, which really sucks. But maybe, just maybe, we get a Bulk Up? No, probably no Bulk Up here. So this puts us in a really bad spot. We don't have much to do against the Zapdos with the freaking Reflect up, so I think I'm just going to go Goro. It's probably, I mean, we're taking a little bit of time there, but I think out of all the options, we're in a pretty tough spot here. He does have Drill Peck for us. I'm thinking about setting up Bulk Ups, but there's no way. I don't think that's a good idea. So, ooh, and I do not have Rock Slide on this fucking thing. That is something that I meant to put on this, actually. We have Ice Punch, so I guess there's that. Less risk of a miss, so we're just going to click Ice Punch here. If we can get some damage off on the Zapdos and then get it to switch out, coming in on Rocks again, this thing's going to be decent to take care of. So the Ice Punch behind the Reflect is not going to do enough. I also don't think he's going to switch here. There's no way you switch on this matchup, especially having that Reflect up. So he's got that Charizard, Tauros, Zapdos, and Rhydon. So yeah, there's the Roost. He's going to get rid of that Flying type. The good news is, though, at least he's going to burn another turn of that Reflect. So he gets that Roost up, and we're just going to give it a nice little random Ice Punch that doesn't do anything. Oh my god, and we actually get the Freeze, which is insane. No. Oh my god. I feel so bad. We got a Freeze. Look at Zapdos over there, just frozen, absolutely solid. No, and it doesn't thaw out. Oh my god. Well, obviously that is super good for us. Extremely unfortunate for my opponent because, I mean, that just renders this thing completely useless. Machamp coming through with his first freeze hacks of the season. I feel so bad. I am sorry, Vivid. Oh, no. Well, we're able to take care of the Zapdos while Machamp doesn't take any damage. So that is insane that freeze came in at the most important time ever. And I guess that's good that I brought Ice Punch over Rock Slide. Not good for him. So really sorry about that. I think that honestly that really changes the outcome of the match. I guess that's the game we play. When you play Pokemon, that's kind of what you have to expect. It's gonna happen eventually. But man, freeze, really, bruh? Well, he brings in the Tapatio. And one thing I know about this man is he has two different Charizards. One's named Cholula and one's named Tapatio. And one's physical and one's special. I think this one's special. I could be wrong. Now then, this one's physical. This one's physical. But he's actually just going to Will-O-Wisp us here. So Will-O-Wisp is not something he brought on this Charizard last time. So interesting to see he did bring that this time. I figured that would be there, but we can just still click Earthquake anyway. He is able to take it, obviously, because we're burned. But the good news is that I believe Machamp can live any attack from this thing. He's probably going to lock himself into Outrage. I would think, but we'll see if we can get this hot sauce nice and dead. So, oh, he's actually gonna Roost here. So he brought Roost to Charizard as well. So he went with a more kind of defensive approach for the old Zardy. And I'm still pretty afraid of that Tauros, man. I brought Surf on Dragonite, so I think Surf actually OHKOs that thing, which could be nice. But we're just gonna continue to pretty much. Let's actually click Bulk Up here. He might Roost again. Yep, he Roosts again, so we get up a free Bulk Up, which is nice. So he's out here trying to basically whittle down Machamp to the point where he can knock it out. But now that we get this Bulk Up, we're going to start doing some more damage with Earthquake. And that's great for us. So luckily he didn't attack there. That would have been bad. We would have probably ended up this matchup with a Charizard with too much damn health. When that thing comes in and takes 50% from the rocks, and then is able to come back with the damn Roost. You just hate to see it. So yeah, he locks himself into the Outrage here. That means we can't go into Dragonite. Oh, we're actually able to take two of these. What? Maybe not with the burn damage. So Earthquake is going to knock it below half. He's obviously stuck into Outrage. I don't think we can actually live this next one. I did not pay enough attention to that damage. Is Machamp bulky enough? He's not. Damn it. Okay. I think that there was a chance, maybe. Well, okay. So he's actually confused, so he gets the confusion on the double turn. Okay. So now we get a free switch into whatever we would like. And Tony does not outspeed, I don't think. No, 120. This thing has 134. So we have to go. I believe we have to go Gyarados here. I'm very afraid of that Tauros, though, man. Maybe we go Tony? No, because Tony doesn't have enough for it. I think we have to go Gyarados here. It's our safest bet if this thing hits itself in confusion. We're going to be super lucky, but I think Gyarados is our best bet here, as I don't believe Outrage knocks us out at this health, but this is not something that I calced at all, so could be bad. We're going to click Earthquake also. Last time, I don't think I had Earthquake on my Gyarados. I had to Waterfall against this damn thing, which was unfortunate. But this time, we have the EQ. So he can decide to switch out here. So I don't think he will. He stays in, risks the confusion, and he actually hits himself. So the luck for this man is not there today, man. I feel bad. With Outrage, that's something that you gotta be prepared for. But he would have been in a very much better position had he not hit himself with that confusion. But he does, and Gyarados is the superior Mega today. As now he's got the Tauros and the Rhydon left. So he has to go Tauros. In comes the Mbaku. And I think we can take an attack from this thing. Potentially. I could T-Wave it if that's something that would be safer. Which, you know, I think I might do. Just because I do think that is a safer option for us. We're going to click T-Wave here as he's going to Double Edge. It's going to take some recoil, which is nice for us. Shrimp is able to live it, and I think the T-Wave is going to solidify the fact that we are going to be able to take out this thing. And I am still worried about the Rhydon. All he's got left is that Rhydon, but luckily I think Dragonite has enough health to be able to take that thing out. So now we just go ahead and click Crunch, take a nice little bite out of that steak. And getting the para on that thing is pretty crucial. That's kind of why I brought T-Wave. on Gyarados. When things are paralyzed, my team does infinitely better, and he actually gets parried. Oh my god. The hacks is extreme right now. Man, this is like honestly one of the hacksier games I think in total that there's been in this whole league. But shit. It's not much you can do. We're able to take down the Tauros. All that's left is the Rhydon. And for a semifinals match, honestly, I really would have hoped that there would have been less hacks against that Zapdos. That would have been a way different game. But like I said, there's nothing you can really do, I suppose. But all he's got left is the old Bubba. We are going to click Waterfall. And Gyarados doing his thing is going to knock it out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to solidify our semifinals win, which means that the Colorado Rapid Spins are going to the chip, baby. We're going to the championship. I honestly, Vivid, I'm really sorry that that happened that way. That hacks was definitely game-breaking on his end. I mean, this man had a phenomenal season. Played really well, and I think that he definitely would have had a better chance had he not gotten that stupid freeze and all those shenanigans. But I'm pretty happy that I was able to solidify a win, though. I mean, we'll take wins any way we can get them, boys. We're winning this whole thing. So next Saturday, guys, we are going to have our championship battle. It's against either the Chicago Cub Chews or the Newcastle United. I believe that game is still undecided on who won that. But I'm excited, guys. We are one battle away from taking this whole thing. So thank you for watching. Again, I'm sorry about all the hacks, but I love you guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.